On live yet?
Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome to the Thursday Night Delight. The Third and Long podcast is on the air.
Whoa. Who are you?
Oh.
Who are you?
Who am I? Who am I?
I mean, I don't know you. I've not seen you in about 3 weeks. Who are you?
It hasn't been 3 weeks, surely.
Yeah, it has.
Yeah, it has that.
Boys, I'm sorry for my disappearing acts, but don't worry, I'm back. We got a few things in other places, but those things will be put in better places. Anyway, let's try again before I was interrupted. We're on the cusp of the biggest game of the season, a few days out from the Super Bowl, which is this Sunday, and two teams are playing, which we're not really bothered about. Anyway, back to business. I'm the accountable Shane Harris. Above me is my beautiful baby Hope. Top left is the OG Oliver Butler Henderson, and to my right, he got a cat on him somewhere. It's Mr. Philip Perrins. Gentlemen, what's going on?
I'm glad you said cats and not the other word.
Yeah, I'm good,
obviously.
mate. I'm good, mate. One more day of work before the big dance.
I thought you were going to say 4-0 then.
And I've got Monday off, so I will be staying up for it.
Snap.
And I'm looking forward to it, even though I'm still trying to work out a way to make sure that both teams lose.
That magic.
How many ties can they have before they call it a game?
I'm still going with the asteroid hitting a stadium theory.
Yeah, but we've got friends now. We've got friends in New Orleans. Obviously, we've got Andy
That's true.
from across the pod. We've got Sky from the franchise tag over there. Jay Lawrence is over there, friend of the show as well. So we've got some.
Yeah,
friends
I'm not saying I want anyone to get hurt. Just erase the Super Bowl.
Parents come up with a good answer to the game the other day. The Bane theory, isn't that right?
Yeah. So, for those who don't know, is actually, you know what? I'm going to flex a little bit here. Many years ago, I did some work experience on a little-known film called The Dark Knight Rises, and in the film itself, yes, I did. Yeah.
In between my second and third when he wasn't shouting at you.
Well, it was actually Tom Hardy, but I digress. Basically, the scene in the film is where it's kickoff and Hines Ward literally scores a touchdown for the Gotham Knights, and Bane literally blows up the stadium, and the pitch collapses, killing all of the teams and the coaches in the aftermath. But the fans who are watching in the stadium are very much alive. That is that is the best case scenario, the Bane theory of Bane just wiping out Patrick Mahomes.
So you want a couple of hundred deaths, is what you're saying?
I mean, a couple of hundred in exchange for the Chiefs and the Eagles being wiped off the face of the earth. I mean, that's a fair trade.
That sounds about as fair a trade as Doncic to the Lakers.
Boys, we're already 4 minutes in and we're talking about mass genocide already. That's got to be some sort of record, surely.
I'm more worried about that we're talking about NBA than mass genocide. It's good to see all four of us back on the show. It's been a long time. Either one of these two are missing. I mean, next show he's missing. No, he's missing.
I'm sorry, but I've got other plans
involving getting down on one knee, isn't it?
I'm not.
Oh yes.
No. Just be clear.
Boys, I can't get married again because I got more rings than Sonic the Hedgehog. Do you know what I mean? And before we move on to the news we actually heard talk about, I want to say one thing. Mr. Perrins, what did you think of the Royal Rumble on the weekend? I've got to ask. Actually, yeah, let's take it to the floor.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah, good.
Yeah, I was talking to my phone. I was talking to my year 11s literally today about it, actually, and they were saying like, "Oh, sir, didn't you want John Cena?" I was like, "And why? I've seen John Cena win the Royal Rumble." And I was like, I'm actually okay with main event Jey Uso winning the Royal Rumble. They're like, why? I went, well, his name's main event Jey Uso. I'm going to expect him to be in the main. I'm going to expect him to be in the main event. I want to see Jey Uso win.
1 second.
So-
I need to get my mic in the right position for this.
I literally.
Yeet.
I have no problems with Jey Uso winning. I have more problems with Charlotte Flair winning the women's, but like Jey
yeah,
Uso winning the Royal Rumble is actually kind of cool. It was I actually thought, and I said off air, in our WhatsApp group, I thought it'd be Sami Zayn, CM Punk, or Jey Uso to kind of like be the final three. And now, obviously, the John Cena was, in the final two of Jey Uso, but like any of those, I would have happily, loved to have seen win.
I love the CM Punk double elimination of Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins.
I'm all about
I
that
love
because
the
I
fact that
hate
they
Seth
all-
Rollins.
I love the fact they all put their like rivalry aside and just go, right, we're going to take it in turn to kick bloody Logan Paul.
Yeah.
Nope, my turn.
The only
So
thing
you
I
tell,
liked,
so you said,
the only thing I liked
Go on, baby,
about
go on.
Logan Paul is when he took out CM Punk, and then I was like, okay, now yeah, you can get out.
You can get the bid.
so you're telling me Gunther and Jey Uso is your WrestleMania main event? Come on now.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah?
Jey Uso
Oh,
versus
thank
Cody
you.
Rhodes, I reckon.
Nah.
Shane, in our lifetime, we have sat through the following main events. Bret Hart, Yokozuna.
Yes.
We have sat
Right.
through The Miz and John Cena. We have sat
Yes.
through Bianca Belair versus, what was her name? Oh, God, Sasha Banks.
We sat for that triple threat women's one as well.
Yeah. Well, actually, that was pretty all right. But, like, we've watched absolute dog main events at WrestleMania. Jey Uso is over and he's charismatic and he's a good wrestler. Gunther is over, he's charismatic and he's a good wrestler. I don't see the problem.
Do
Look,
you
I
want to know?
Just
Do
count,
you
just
want to
count
know
the
the way?
super kicks.
Do you want to know the way to remedy this? Which is what I'm going to do.
Go on.
Don't watch it.
What? You're not going to watch
You're a
WrestleMania?
fan.
No.
You've got to watch it now. You're a fan. You're invested.
I like Royal Rumble. I like Elimination Chamber, but I don't really, and I quite like Money in the Bank. But apart from that, I'm not bothered.
Mania is like the Super Bowl. It's the biggest night of the year for the industry.
So before we move on, right? I just want to say this on air as well. Obviously, I'm repping my Liv Morgan t-shirt tonight. However, when Alexa Bliss came back as well, I realized, and I said this on our WhatsApp group as well, I definitely have a type in terms of like pixie-looking alternative blonde girls. Avril Lavigne,
You've only got
Avril
to
Lavigne,
yeah, exactly.
Liv Morgan, Alexa Bliss. They literally all look the same, and I think they're absolutely goddamn gorgeous.
I mean, I'm not going to say
It's okay,
this,
it's okay, Jen. We love you. It's fine.
I was about to say, I think I've said something on message. I'm not said on live on air because that's just a bit wrong. But yeah, we think we know how I feel. And it's
Should we talk about football? Considering we're
Can I-
8
can
minutes
I-
in.
Yes, we can.
Yeah, can we just finish our point first before we talk about football?
before we go on to football, how is the ladder match legal? How is that still allowed in this day and age?
What you mean, like?
Match, you know, makes a standard match more exciting.
It's like at work, right? If I had like a massive beef with like a student, I'm not gonna like fight them. I'm gonna be like, "Go, you and me, we're gonna go hell in a cell." Like if that would be like absolutely a great way to like solve workplace problems, wouldn't it, baby? Like if you're like displeased with like your workplace and you go, you know what, mate? I'm going to compete in a ladder match for a pay rise.
Pink slip on a pole match. That's been done before.
Yeah.
All right, let's actually go on to some football because this is an American football show. Believe it or not, we are an American football podcast. We do.
But I missed the boys. So.
Otherwise,
I mean, it's funny. We're 9 minutes into the Super Bowl preview, and we've not even mentioned
That's
fact
how
that
much we care.
that it's a Super Bowl in 3 days.
and we're not going to yet. So let's roll on to this week's events, and let's start off as always.
This is the news in 60.
I'm getting better at that. Yeah, so as it is the news in 60, rolling at the Super Bowl, we are going to get news. Obviously, there's things coming out from the Radio Row that we're hearing from Andy from across the pod, who's there at the moment, as I've said. But away from the Super Bowl, let's go start off in Cleveland with Myles Garrett asking for a trade out of Cleveland. I mean, we're Deshaun Watson there. Do you blame him? The LA Rams have informed Cooper Kupp they are looking to trade him and are willing to subsidize some of his wage to get rid of him. After 12 seasons in the NFL, safety Micah Hyde is retiring for the NFL.
I'm not gonna lie, I forgot he existed.
Same.
And then it was like Micah Hyde's retired. I was like, oh yeah, he still plays. I thought he'd already retired.
The NFL is going to be heading down under as the league have announced the LA Rams will be the designated home team for the first ever game in Melbourne, playing at the MCG where the Australian cricket team play. So I don't know how the square is going to hold up.
Lovely stadium.
Announced literally about 2 hours ago, the Bears owner Virginia Hallis McCaskey dies at the age of 102.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. And on Sunday, we saw the Pro Bowl with the NFC going back-to-back, beating the AFC 76-63 over the combination.
And nobody cared.
And Eli continues to be better than his brother.
Yeah. I was watching it, started watching on Sky before I flicked over to my to the other device I use to watch NFL. And for about 15 minutes, the Sky just rolled adverts because they didn't actually show the challenges in between.
Yeah.
Which, sorry, Sky, but you're trying to promote the game. We've got you got flag game entering the Olympics in 28. This is part of the league, part of the experience. These players go hammer and tong at it for 18 to 20 weeks a year, depending how long they're in the season. They're not, let them show. I don't know what even race we missed.
I mean, I enjoy the challenges more than the actual flag.
Should we go to the flag coach?
So I have to really, really agree with you because like obviously I didn't watch it live because I had bedtime. But I watched the highlights the following day, and I even showed it to my form actually Monday morning as well. And a lot around the Pro Bowl, and it's been this case since the Mannings have taken over. It's become more of a spectacle for them, more so than a spectacle of the players. And I don't know if you want to agree or disagree. I just find both of them really, really entertaining. Like I never thought I'd say this about Eli Manning, but I find him very, very entertaining and engaging to watch and listen and be. It seems basically that one friend in a friendship group that is kind of like quiet all the time, but they'll come out every now and then with some form of like great one line. And you go like, oh yeah, there's a reason for why you hang around with us.
I know someone like that.
Is he above?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, well, I think
But, like-
I think the Mannings have become more likable and more charismatic since they started doing the Manning cast.
Yeah, and I think that's and I think Peyton always had that in him. And I think because Peyton had to, because when he was drafted, he was supposed to be the second coming of like how the NFL treated Brett Favre in the 90s. He was going to be like the face of the and to be fair, if he wasn't for Tom Brady, he would have been the face of the NFL, if we're being honest. And so I think he always had that media training, like what Michael Jordan had to have in the 80s and the early 90s. But I think Eli never really had that because of maybe being the younger brother, maybe because him being in New York, he didn't have to feel like he had to be a certain way, I guess. Or
Well, I feel like Eli was that because of what happened on draft night.
No.
Yeah, but I also think like in New York, he also had like other characters that would be, him being the quarterback is one thing, but he also had really big characters that would do the talking for the organization, like like Tom Coughlin, what's his name? OC. I was thinking actually,
Michael Strahan.
Strahan, thank you. I had it in my head, then I completely forgot because the cat's purring in my ear. Michael Strahan. So I think like even though he was the quarterback, he didn't have to be the focal point for like the team's PR. But obviously, the Omaha Productions and the Manning cast has done just ridiculous wonders for him. And just going back onto the game very, very quickly, it is a spectacle, but it's not the spectacle. Like it is. Well, I mean, it is a flag game. It's not even joking around it anymore. But like, other than it just seems like a bunch of just NFL pros who are just chilling with each other, and even though it's a competitive game between the NFC and the AFC, it just feels like a bunch of friends playing in the park. And there's nothing wrong with that. But when you kind of like see all the money that goes in it and like, the ticket prices and all that kind of stuff, you go, I don't know. I kind of get the hype for it, but I also get the hype for why people don't want to watch it, if that makes ultimate sense.
Yeah, I mean, I enjoy watching it. I enjoy watching football, full stop, left, right, and centre.
Yeah.
So I have no issues with it whatsoever. I enjoy watching football. I enjoy seeing players having a laugh, having a joke at each other, and being themselves. That's why I love watching like quarterback or receiver or starting five or any of the kind of these documentaries of these players when they can just be themselves. I love seeing players what they're like when they're not football or their sport. Fabio.
I'm just wondering, I want to ask you guys, do you think they put it in Orlando to try and make people to come because they can see it as an opportunity to take their kids to Disneyland? Because I actually think that might be part of it.
Yeah,
No,
because
I
like
heard that today. I heard that today.
when they used to have it in Hawaii, obviously, I mean, Hawaii was like the number one destination for why people would want to go to, like, Hawaii because of the weather and all that kind of stuff. But I can definitely see them putting it in touristy places like something like Florida because of like the Disneyland and Universal Studios. I could see them if they were, I mean, yeah, obviously because of like things in recent years, you can't have it in like Hawaii because of the storms and stuff that's happened. California just had a massive like fire.
It's in Orlando. It's in Orlando every year.
I thought it was in Hawaii. No, wait, no. It's been in Hawaii.
Yeah, no, but a couple
It
of
has
years
been,
ago,
yeah.
a couple of years ago, they're now just going to be in Orlando every year.
Yeah, no. So that's what I'm saying. Like, if they're gonna have it like in big touristy areas, that makes perfect sense. Like Florida because of Disneyland, Universal, the nice weather, all that kind of stuff. Yeah, makes perfect sense. I never really thought about it that way. But then by that metric, you could definitely have it in Vegas one year because of like
they've had it in Vegas 2 years ago.
I know.
Bring them to the UK. Let us have it over here. Shane, before we roll on to the next bit of news, mate.
Thank you very much. Yeah, just to use another wrestling comparison, since that horse has already left the barn already. The Pro Bowl, in my eyes, is basically what's used as like a house show. You're basically paying to see the stars. You're not paying to see any sort of anything consequential or anything important. It's just sort of what?
No, I'm going to counter that, but I'm going to wait for you to say your point.
Think so? Okay. Yeah, I'm just thinking like you're paying to see the stars and the players. There's nothing on the line. There's no storyline development then. It's just them having a laugh and the season's over. They can just relax and chill out. Yes, Mr. P.
I actually wouldn't say it's a house show. I'd actually go one step further and say, like when UNICEF do their football thing, where like it's like England versus the world.
Yeah.
And it's like celebrities or old footballers. Soccer Aid, that's it. I think the Pro Bowl is essentially Soccer Aid because it's all the stars that, it's the one chance of the year that they can get them all together, but they're not playing in the big game because they're not playing in the Champions League or the World Cup final or whatever. I see it as Soccer Aid.
I love it. I love Soccer Aid.
Can I say one more thing quickly?
Yeah.
So, I'm just going to say, in the NBA, they make it into like a charity match where the winner of each quarter gets like 100K donations to their charity. I think the NFL should do something like that to actually make it matter a bit, and it would all go to charity.
Like it. Okay. Myles Garrett wants out of Cleveland. I think I might have said this a few weeks ago. I wouldn't expect that he wants out. Cleveland don't want to let him go, understandably. But I think the bringing in a Deshaun Watson is probably the straw that broke the camel's back, gentlemen.
Yeah.
I think he wants a new contract. I don't think he's going anywhere.
I just think he's sick of losing. I think he's sick of playing for a rubbish team. And his window's closing. All he's ever said is, I want to win the Super Bowl. He don't want individual awards. He wants to win that Lombardi. He wants to go to a contender. He wants out of Cleveland, and I don't blame him. Same with Max Crosby. He'll probably want the same soon as well.
Yeah, I mean, he is one, if not the best defensive end in the league. Sorry, gentlemen.
No, he is the best
player in the league. And this guy is a future Hall of Famer no matter what, because he's two-time Defensive Player of the Year. He's constantly in the top 3 for sacks. Very, very, very rarely misses the game. Knows how to swing a helmet. This guy is a legend. He deserves to be in a team that can win him a ring or give him a chance of winning a ring. Almost like Saquon Barkley this year. You know, he's gone to a team that he deserves to be in and deserves to be doing well in. Baby Oak.
So, the reason I think Myles Garrett probably won't go anywhere and wants a new contract, I've looked into this. His base salary for the next 2 years is $2 million each year.
Nice.
Like
Was it a
he
front-loaded
is,
contract, was it?
yeah, he is the best defensive end in the NFL. I don't think that's up for discussion. I think he is.
No,
He
you're
should
right.
be getting paid more than $2 million a year.
They can't afford it.
Now, I was about to say, I don't know what the Browns' cap situation is with that stupid Deshaun Watson contract they gave out, but he should go somewhere where he can be paid. If he fancies coming to the Bay, I wouldn't mind that at all. Because I know Fred Warner has said openly that he wants him, and Lenore is being Matt Judon-esque GM on Twitter.
Yeah, they all say that. Every team would say that we want Myles Garrett. Of course they would. In other news, water's
Cleveland
wet and grass
Browns.
is green.
Cleveland Browns cap space going into 2025 are minus $34 million.
Ooh, gotta go by the looks of it.
Yep. Buffalo are minus 16, mind you. So they're you know. Yep. There's
Looks like they're going to have to trade away Looks like they're going to have to trade away Josh Allen. Oh no!
I mean, I won't look to say New Orleans are minus 16. But yeah. I mean,
Yeah, but we all know that GM is incompetent and can't run a franchise to save his life.
Yeah.
It's true, you can't run a bath, mate, let alone the franchise.
Let's play devil's advocate. Obviously, Baby thinks he's going to say any team can take him. Where is he going? Where would you think you expect Myles Garrett to land? Shane Harris.
Oh, as you said, he's got to go to a contender, boys, haven't he? So I think he can't go to Buffalo now due to the aforementioned cap issues. I'd love him in Baltimore. I really would, but I can't see him going.
Didn't you just say going to a contender though?
You just been
I haven't finished. Is that a new thing we're doing? I've missed that.
Yeah.
So Lauren gets once a week being hoped. Anyway, so stop it now. So yeah, I can't see him going to an AFC North rival. What about somewhere like I don't know, Green Bay, possibly.
Green Bay's cap space, they are the 14th best. They got a $37 million in cap space.
See?
What do the
I know
Niners
there's
have?
somebody out there.
Why are you there? Why are you there, Ollie? What do the Niners have? I don't actually know.
43.
Because I know we carried over 50.
Yeah. So as you're talking, Baby Hope, where do you see a certain defensive end from Cleveland ending up?
Is this if he doesn't go? If he doesn't stay in Cleveland?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, honestly, and I don't want to say this, I think he's going to end up with the Rams.
They got 35 million cap space.
I just have a feeling that's where he's going to end up. In the glitz.
I mean, if it is about the money, who's got the most cap space?
Yeah,
This
we know.
team.
You're in a very fortunate position coming this season.
Again, didn't we say he's going to go to a contender?
He's right. He's gone on Richard Eisen's show and said, "Look, I don't care about the money. I don't care about the records. I don't care about the gold jacket. I want to win."
Yeah, so he's not going to go to he's not going to go to New England.
What about Minnesota?
I was going to suggest like Minnesota, or maybe like even like the Texans, but I can't remember. I mean, I don't have what their cap space is.
Oh, imagine Myles Garrett and Will
-2.
Anderson. Imagine Myles Garrett and Will Anderson. -2.
Game records.
-2. So it is doable, I guess. So what's Vikings? What's their cap space?
They are at 58 million.
Yeah.
Who's their starting defensive end then? Who's space will Myles Garrett be taking? I mean, yeah, he's probably better than 99.9% of the league.
Daniil Hunter from 2 seasons ago.
Yeah,
Yeah.
isn't that like isn't that like that Simpsons meme from when Mr. Burns starts like his own softball team and hires all those MLB stars, and Homer goes like, "Hey, aren't you?" I can't remember his name. He goes, "Yes." Are you playing the same position
Darryl
as
Strawberry?
me? Yes. Are you better than me? I've never met you or seen you play, but yes.
Yeah.
That's literally Miles Garrett on every team.
Yes.
like if I could afford him, because like our cap space is actually in the plus 100 million at the Lincroft Titans, I'd have him in a heartbeat. I'd have him in a heartbeat playing defensive end against a bunch of teenagers. I'd have him every day.
It might be
Yeah,
plus
get
100
him a little
Right.
two-bedroom flat in Bedford. Lovely.
It might be
Yeah,
plus 100
enjoy
million,
that.
but I still don't think you can afford him.
Oh, you don't know that, mate. He actually might want, to get back to the community.
Yeah,
You don't know what he got. You know what parents have got stuffed on the back of the sofa, do you?
To be fair,
Yeah, exactly,
to be fair, he did just say he wanted to win.
Oh no! You said that though, on the 31st of March. Watch this space. 31st of March, the Lincroft Titans are entering the East Anglian NFL flag tournament.
Ooh, watch the space.
We are literally competing against a region. All right, and the Titans are going to go marching on, and we're going to literally clap them.
Right. To a player that wants to leave, to a player that's told he's going to leave. Cooper Kupp is being informed by the Rams that they are looking to trade him. They are looking to subsidize some of his wage to get him gone. It's another one I love in New England. I think giving Drake someone who's got an outstanding hands on a starting route runner would be ideal in New England.
You need
But
to.
why do the Rams want to get rid of him?
You can't afford to give Drake a good QB because then you're a good wide receiver because then you'll realize he's not that good a QB. keep blaming on the wide receivers while you can, and then you'll get an elite one and realize that Drake can't actually get him the ball.
Maybe, as I said, they're in a very fortuitous position come at the start of this new season. They're going to make us eat our words, so I wouldn't be slagging off the Pats at all.
Yeah. I'm
Yeah,
just
sorry,
storing this.
I was the only one that predicted they were going to have an awful season this year. And yet again, I was right. Who won the prediction league? Me, by about 10 points. I know what I'm talking about.
I mean, no offense, nobody likes a smart ass, baby. I'm just throwing it out there.
And that's come from the biggest smart ass of the lot.
Exactly.
Okay, so why do the Rams want to get rid of Cooper Kupp, gentlemen?
No loyalty.
Well, I mean,
No loyalty.
They barely used him towards the end of the season, so I think this is becoming a while. But he's getting old, and
He's
he had,
31.
These two.
he had that one
Yeah, but
purple
so-
I know
patch.
to the baby of the group that's getting old,
Yes,
but 31 is not old.
I mean the way I see it, 31's old, and I'm doing this podcast with 3 OAPs. But
Carry on,
yeah.
boy.
Sorry.
I tell you now.
Sorry. Wind your neck
Because
in,
you are.
young man. Wind your neck in.
Anyway, he had one purple patch of a season. Apart from that, he's been like average. Puka Nacua is better and cheaper.
And younger.
Yeah, but Puka Nacua is
Less
going to
than
need to
two
get paid the end of next season.
Yeah, but at the moment for this season, they can get some, I don't know, stud defensive end like Myles Garrett, massively front load the contract while they've got Puka Nacua cheap, and then pay
They
Puka.
got 35 million in cap space. They don't
Anyway,
need to get rid of
Matt-
Coop.
Anyway, this is Matt Stafford's last year, so they're going to need a rookie QB too.
Yeah, agree with the Matt Stafford thing. There's plenty of teams who would take him. Looking around the league, I mean, Washington could be a good standard. Las Vegas,
Oh,
Tennessee, Cincinnati, because obviously T. Higgins situation there. Green Bay, Denver, Jacksonville, Philly,
Indianapolis.
Indy, Carolina, KC. There are so many teams that I go.
So basically, like 3/4 of the league.
Yeah, I mean, they'd even do well in Baltimore, even with their running back throwing the ball.
I'd like to rephrase my
Missed me,
comment.
haven't you?
For
Children.
Phil's not that old, but you guys are basically ancient.
Thank you.
Basically ancient. I was thinking Phil's got plenty of experience talking to children. He does it every day. That's why you and him have very good rapport.
Very
Also,
true.
We're also both Niners fans.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank
you're also both
No,
something
but
else,
like-
but I can't say
I
it
think-
now. Not allowed.
So if we're thinking about like Cooper Cup, and this is where I will agree. I will agree with my Niner boy here. He's won his Super Bowl. He has gotten the bag. Was he also like an MVP? Was he Super Bowl MVP?
Yeah.
No.
Or was that Matt Stafford? I can't
I
remember.
thought it was Stafford that got it.
No, he was
I
MVP
think
because it would have been
Was it?
Odell Beckham. Odell Beckham went down midway through the second quarter, didn't he?
he did.
Odell
Okay,
Beckham was only
so-
a game in the Super Bowl.
Okay, so let me think. So he's won his ring. He's made his money. He's been Super Bowl MVP. He's probably. I mean, he's gonna. Is
I
he
mean, he
Hall
did-
of Fame worthy?
He did do the Triple Crown one. Yeah, that's pretty impressive.
Yeah. Okay.
That's
Fantastic.
right, he did.
So if you're like this and you've been crippled with injuries for the past 18 months, you're gonna want to play out the rest of your career, whether or not it's 2 years, 3 years, or a contract by contract. He's gonna go somewhere where the taxes are low and he can make the most for his money. So he's gonna want to go somewhere like Florida. So if
Tennessee.
you think Tennessee, I don't know.
Well,
I-
Tennessee doesn't have any income tax either.
Nor does Las
Okay.
Vegas.
I was also thinking like
I
somewhere
thought I
where
was
it's
thinking
actually quite
Vegas
nice weather.
too.
I mean, he could end up in Vegas. I mean, Tom Brady seems to be assembling the Avengers of over 30s.
Well,
Lucky-
I mean, they're going with the old theme, getting a 73-year-old head coach, aren't they?
Yeah.
They're not keeping Hollywood Gardner Minshew either, so which is a shame.
I mean, he's probably destined for the USFL.
Yeah, I was about to say he's going to
Stop
get
saying
into the
that.
USFL.
What? It's
Dare you.
50 days today till the season starts, by the way, which I didn't mention earlier.
Surprised it took this long.
Okay. Quickly, round the room. Where's he going? Baby Oak.
Tennessee Titans.
Shane.
I think he's going to KC. I hate to say it, but I think he is.
Parent.
Tampa.
He's coming to New England, boys. Sorry.
Oh my God! Other than the fact that you're not competing, it's horrible weather in New England, and they have high taxes there as well. It's like there's all these things that you go, I don't think you want to go there. He's going to go to Tampa.
More wishful thinking than anything else.
No, I mean,
Ollie, who's the wide receiver that refused to go to New England last season? I can't remember.
Pick one.
Oh, was it Ridley? Calvin Ridley? Or Christian
no,
Kirk or someone?
he agreed and disagreed. He did a hell. He agreed. He turned down Jacksonville, went to New England, and then went back to New Jacksonville. Not okay. So the LA Rams we'll stay with the LA Rams. They go into Melbourne in 2026, gentlemen. How do we feel about this?
It's just going to be another game at a stupid time for us.
Yeah.
Could be. I mean, if
I'm all
it's-
for expanding the league, right? But the name of the sport is American football. Like, I want things to stay as they are. You know,
mean,
and
it's-
I'm probably
you're-
a cow for
you're aware-
change.
You are aware in America it's not called American football, right?
Yeah, but it is. That's the name of the sport.
All right, I think the thing that we should actually really generalize is, and I said this in our WhatsApp group the other day, it's where we almost like evolve it from the National Football League to either the International Football League or the World Football League. And with all these games, and again, this is just Goodell's metrics of actually now pushing for a 18-game season where every team has to commit to one international game in that season. And I think that's ultimately where the league is going to go. And just pushing out to another market, i.e. Australia. Let's keep in mind, the NFL is going to make a ridiculous amount of money regardless of how many Brits watch that game in Melbourne. Okay? It's their way of exposing their own brand to a established audience, but also introducing them to a potential new audience. And Australia is almost like that untapped territory, I guess, because we talk about Britain, that's been a huge thing. Then we went to like Germany, that's been absolutely huge as well. Oh crap, Mexico won a game? Oh brilliant, we'll give them one. That's huge as well. Brazil, oh my good God, huge. And I think just the next wave is going to Australasia. And I wouldn't be surprised if they actually have a game in Riyadh at one point, because the Saudis are going to want to get involved.
The Saudis
Riyadh,
are doing,
you mean?
the
Riyadh.
Saudis.
Sorry.
The Saudis promote their sports incredibly well.
Yeah.
You know,
I don't think there's a better.
Don't we know it?
I don't think there's a better. This sounds really odd. I mean, bearing in mind Newcastle United are owned by Saudis, and this is not a Saudi paid sponsorship, but they are phenomenal. And I'm saying sport washing in a positive way, because when they have the WWE, it's promoted and it's looked like a superstar. When they've had the biggest boxing matches in history, if they could resurrect Muhammad Ali and Joe Frazier, they would, and it would be in Saudi Arabia. Like, they literally would do that. And when they had Inter Milan versus AC Milan in the Coppa Italia, just not even the final, just a game, that was huge over in Saudi Arabia just a couple of weeks ago as well.
I didn't know they did that. When was that?
Yeah.
A couple of weeks ago, literally.
As well. The Grand Prix is massive in Jeddah.
And the Grand Prix is massive as well. So, and then they've got the golf now. They've had tennis tournaments. Like, they are just basically becoming almost like the capital of sports in the world, which is weird.
UFC,
they're going to have
UFC is exactly the same.
The US. They're also having the World Cup though in 2032. Is it 2032?
Yeah.
It's only a matter of time then before then the Olympics go. So again, I'm surprised that I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if that's the next logical step for the International Football League. But
these teams can say they're world champions now.
And do you know what? I'm actually really surprised that the stadium that they're playing in isn't a Aussie rule stadium, because yes, I know cricket's their national sport, but I'm surprised it's not something like Aussie rules or even rugby union, because those stadiums are, I mean, I don't know, but I've never been to Australia, so I don't know it, baby. But you've got your hand up. What do you want to say?
I'll let you finish your point, because I have been to Australia, but I've not been to the MCG. But they do play like football games there. But come to me once you finish your point, because I'm going to take it on
Different.
another. Yeah.
Go on, Pez. Continue.
I feel like Pans has lost his train of thought.
Oh no, sorry.
He's done.
No. Sorry, I missed that. It skipped, and I thought you were going to say something. I didn't realize that you said that you didn't mean to interrupt me. Sorry. That's just kind of it. I think it's an unusual move to go to Australia, but I think it's their way of going into the most westernized the most westernized market in Australasia, if that makes sense.
And before Baby Hope goes, don't forget they've already got the NFL Academy down in Australia as well.
Yeah, they've got their own. Yeah.
I was going to say, do you think it's weird that they have a game in England? Well, a couple games in England, 3 games. They have a game in Germany. They're doing one in Madrid. They're likely doing one in Ireland, like Mexico, Brazil, Australia. But they haven't tapped into the Canadian markets.
Yeah, but the Canadians also have the CFL, which is their own. Obviously, we know it's their own brand, and also I have heard inklings, and this is not me going on about the USFL again, but I have heard that they're considering a merger with the USFL, the CFL.
I have heard that too, actually.
So
Yeah,
I just feel like tapping into the Canadian market, whether they go Toronto or Vancouver. I know they have the CFL, but the CFL is not to the level of the NFL.
No, and that's why I think, yeah.
So I feel like putting a game in a BC Place or the Rogers Centre or somewhere like that could be useful.
So the last time Canada held an NFL game was in 2008 when it was in Toronto.
Was it the Rogers Centre?
I can't remember. All I know is in Toronto.
I imagine it was.
Was it a seasonal game or a preseason game?
No, it's a regular season game.
Oh crap! Who was it?
I can't remember who it is off the top of my head now.
Okay, sorry.
Okay. My issue with Melbourne is it's an oval. And what shape is a American football pitch? Rectangle. Those fans are going to be on the side. They're going to be miles away on the curve. That's one thing why it does so well at Tottenham, is because it is designed like an NFL stadium. Yes, obviously it's a football stadium.
I'll just say, Buffalo played 2 games in Toronto in 2008. They played 1 preseason game against Pittsburgh and 1 regular season game against Miami. And
Was
they
that
did
when
play them.
Highmark being developed?
Pardon?
Was it when Highmark's being redeveloped?
I don't know. It just says they played at the Rogers Center.
Okay.
And then it
Um,
goes on. It then goes on to say the Bills played 1 regular season game in Toronto every year from 2008 to 2013.
Did that? I did not remember that.
So they played it for 5 years and not every year. Okay.
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 I don't get why they've chosen the MCG. It's a circular stadium. It's a round stadium. It's not built for American football.
Biggest stadium in Australia.
True. I'm
More
not
fans, more money.
I asked my mate I'm going to name drop here, who's the dad of Danny Gibson, who's an England international cricketer, who's out there at the moment because she's playing cricket for England.
Yeah, we got crushed 16-0.
Yeah, I'm not going to say any more on that. But I said, well, how's that going to work with the square and all that? And he goes, well, they play Aussie rules on the pitch, they play rugby league, and they play rugby union on that area. So it's obviously used to it, but it just doesn't make sense. The way the building is made and the way the pitch is set up, for me, it just doesn't make sense how it's going to work. Mr. Harris, Mr. Perrin, sorry.
Yeah, this might be, only because you've just when saying about, like, you know, you're talking to somebody that who's got experience down there. I wonder whether or not, because like we have over here, Roger Goodell doesn't get involved in the NFL UK politics sides of it. I can't remember who the UK guy is.
Henry Hodgkinson.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, and Sky used to like fork him out every year, you know, to talk about the success of it all. I wonder if Australia has their own version of it,
They do. Her name's Charlotte Offord.
Okay, so Charlotte Offord might then just have her own connections, and i.e. it might be what the stadium itself is offering, because it might be ticketing, it might be concessions, it might be like a future contract, it might even be tax breaks. So I can see both sides of it. It is the biggest stadium in Australia, I get that, but at the same time, it actually might be, I mean, the NFL also want to make money off this, and they also want to save money where they can. So I wonder whether or not it's like when cities bid for the Super Bowl or WrestleMania, where they offer the organization certain tax breaks, certain benefits, certain things that, you know, they can get for free, if that makes sense. So I wonder if that's, and again, without going into the economic politics of it, that might be a reason.
True. Yeah, that's possibly it. I think maybe that, but don't forget, the NFL put $250 million into Tottenham to build that stadium.
Yeah. What? The NFL? No way.
Yeah, the NFL put $250 million into Tottenham to help.
Yeah, they're invested in it because of, like, in flight for future games, because I think the goal is for them to move away from Wembley and almost have Tottenham as their UK home.
Yeah.
Okay. A couple of weeks ago, we announced that we dropped our awards, our nominees going forward. We have winners in some categories. We have ties in others. Thank you for took the time to vote. Quite a few votes, not as many as I'd like, I won't lie, but we had quite a lot of votes. So we're going to go through it. We're going to start off with Comeback Player of the Year. The nominees were, at the time, Ricky Pearsall, Christian Gonzalez, Sam Darnold, and J.K. Dobbins. Now we have a tie between Sam Darnold and J.K. Dobbins. We are going to go around the room and choose the winner, and we're going to start with Mr. Harris.
It's got to be Joey B, I think. Joe Burrow.
No, J.K. Dobbins and Sam Darnold, mate.
Oh, sorry. Yes.
Comeback Player of the Year.
It's got to be Sam Darnold then, isn't it? It's got to be.
Mr. Perrins?
Dobbins.
Baby?
I nominated Darnold at the time. I'm sticking with Darnold.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold, congratulations. You are voted for Comeback Player of the Year from the Third and Long 2024. Congratulations, Sam Darnold.
Well done.
On to Coach of the Year. The nominees were Sean McVay, Kevin O'Connell, Dan Quinn, and Dan Campbell. With 35% of the votes, I'll put my teeth back in. It goes to the grit, determination, and he's going to bite your kneecaps on the way back up. Dan Campbell from Detroit Lions. Woo! Thank you.
There you go. That's better. With an enthusiastic
Hey,
round of
got it.
applause.
Okay. Third and long defensive rookie of the year. The nominees were Chop Robinson, Jared Verse, Cooper DeJean, and Quinnen Mitchell. Tied for it going into this is Jared Verse and Cooper DeJean. Going around the table, Mr. Perrins.
Cooper DeJean.
The white quarterback from Philadelphia.
Whoop,
Big-
whoop.
Cooper DeJean. Cooper DeJean.
Does that?
Yeah, I'm going Cooper as well. I think I don't get me wrong. Jared Verse is immense. He's had a great season at LA, but Cooper DeJean is an outstanding cornerback. So with that,
Okay, so I can't say
essentially-
I can't say Jared first, can I? No, I'm going
You
Jared.
can
can,
still say Jared first. You can, but you'll be 3-1 anyway. So Cooper DeJean, congratulations! You are the third and long defensive rookie of the year.
Okay, well.
Okay. Rolling on to offensive rookie of the year. The also rans were Brock Bowers, Brian Thomas Jr., and Malik Neighbors. But with 76.9% of the votes, the rookie sensation from Washington, Jaden Daniels, is your offensive rookie of the year, ladies and gentlemen.
It had to be. There's only one choice.
Okay. Finally, or not finally, now on to your defensive player of the year. We have a three-way tie. We have Andrew Van Dinkel, Kirby Joseph, and Xavier McGinney as the ties. And TJ Watt was the also ran. Baby Hope, who is your defensive player of the year?
I'm sticking with Van Ginkel.
I'm sticking with Xavier. Mr. Perrins,
Van
Kirby
Ginkel.
Joseph. Oh, Shane.
I got to go with OBH on this one, Xavier McKinney.
Oh, you can literally do one. No. Oh.
We are
Top
to a
of
tie.
deceptions leader. We're a hell of a pickup for the Packers.
Okay. It's now a tie between Van Ginkel and Xavier McKinney. Baby Hope. You
Van
sticking with it?
Ginkel.
Are we sticking with our choices?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have a tie for defensive player of the year in Xavier
Half a trophy
McKinney
each.
and Andrew Van Ginkel. We will be here all night otherwise. Okay. Offensive player of the year. The nominees were Derek Henry,
The king.
Joe Burrow,
Okay.
Jamar Chase, and Saquon Barkley. And your offensive player of the year is the Rush King, heading to the Super Bowl for his birthday, Saquon Barkley.
Well deserved.
Finally, your MVP of the 2024 season, third and long winner. The nominees were Joe Burrow, Lamar Jackson, boo, Josh Allen.
Oi!
He's a double winner now, picking up Offensive Player of the Year, and he's now your MVP, Saquon Barkley.
I don't want a recount. No, I don't want a recount.
What? So Saquon can win by more?
What the I don't know.
He had 50% of the votes, mate.
50?
MVP. Yeah, 50. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, as we said, in about 4 days and 2 hours, 3 days and 2 hours, sorry, the Super Bowl will be kicking off in New Orleans. We've already said how we feel about it. It didn't happen between these two teams. We'd rather Washington against Buffalo, but it is what it is. How are we really feeling about it? What are we expecting from the game?
I think it's actually going to be a very high scoring close game. I mean, if you want to hear my prediction, I'm sure we're going to do it in a minute. But I know me and Ollie also did it on Andy's Across the Pod. Ollie really milked it and spoke for about a minute and a half. and I spoke for about 20 seconds.
Yeah, but there's other
Well,
people.
Well, he's the
that
one that
speak
speaks
for
the
20
least on the
minutes.
show. He can speak.
There's other people who
But
kept
yeah,
going and
yeah,
going
yeah,
and
yeah,
going.
yeah. There are some people that go for about 3 minutes. But I was sitting there listening to it, I was like,
Yes.
God, he's milking this.
I know, right? I did it for about a minute and 20 seconds, I think it was. It
Yeah.
took me half a dozen takes. Just going to
I
put
d-
it up.
Mate, I did it in one.
Fair play.
I did
just
it in
wasn't
one while
Mhm.
sat at work.
I was here.
He's a
I
hero.
was here, literally here with that in the background. How are we feeling, Shane, Phil? What are you feeling about it?
Bryce, they're
I-
going to win there again, aren't they? They're going to win there again, aren't they?
No, actually, right. I actually don't think they are. I actually think that Philly are going to win, and I don't think it's
Same
going to be
Jalen Hurts.
close. And when I say I don't think it's going to be close, I think Philly are going to win by 10, like a minimum of 10. I do
like that.
think the Philly rush game is going to be really difficult for Kansas to stop. Whilst I think that even though he has not had a spectacular season by his own standards, Patrick Mahomes is very gettable. And as long as, like, you know, the refs are there to officiate and not influence, I think Philly are actually I think Philly should be deserved favourites.
Speaking of the refs, have you seen in the press conference when Travis Kelce was asked, what do you love more, Taylor Swift or phantom 15-yard roughing the passer calls?
But
And he just
like,
went,
I mean,
He's like,
I know,
Next question.
he just
I
went,
know, I
"Okay,
know.
good question. Anyone else?
I know, like I said, and like my rant last week about like the referees and collusion, and I'll still stand by it now. It's either incompetence by the refs or it is corruption by the refs, and either way, it's not a good look for the officiating in the NFL, especially if they're going to try and hit it like worldwide. And I think it's been really fascinating listening to established NFL media outlets starting to go, it is a little bit suspicious that, you know, the Chiefs are getting favored by the referees. It's not even like a tongue in cheek. It's like, actually, this could be quite detrimental if this continues that way. And I think I don't think we'll get any controversial calls of the weekend. I think it's going to be called straight down the line. And I still think the Eagles are going to win. I don't think there's going to be no controversy. Like, it's not going to be like when the 49ers played last year and there was some huge questionable calls, or the year before that when they played the Eagles and there were huge questionable calls. I think it's going to be like when
pass interference call.
Yeah, I think it's going to be like when the Bucks smacked Kansas, when it was literally straight down the line.
Yeah, where it was, baby goat against the goat. Yeah, it's that. I mean, I'll go around and get your predictions. Baby Hope, who are you going for the win, my friend?
Kansas City by 3, score a field goal in the last 2 minutes to win the game.
Oh, that's vile. We've heard that before. That's disgusting.
I'm not stopping up till 4 a.m. to watch that.
Nah.
You're sticking with Philly, Mr. Perrins?
Yeah, Philly by 10.
Philly Perrins.
Yep, not heard that before.
They didn't go with that in school.
Welsh Wizard, Shane Harris.
I'm going to go with hope rather than expectation. I'm going to go with Mr. P. I want the Eagles to rub their noses in it. I really do.
When you said hope, I thought you were going to agree with me.
I did that for half a second.
No, I mean that's right. Well, you are the expectation. You are what I think's going to happen. Phil's more of what I want to happen. Yeah, Philly by I don't know, 12. Why not?
All week I've been. It's going to be Philadelphia. Going to be Philadelphia. There's a girl who works with us walk around a Philadelphia Eagles t-shirt at work and said, "You're going to win this weekend." And she literally like blank going top.
Yeah.
I hate that. I hate when they do that. Oh.
No, I knew that anyway. She's worn it a few times. I've mentioned it, and so I knew it's not. I just like the top. But I do think Philadelphia's going to win. I do think Saquon Barkley is going to have a game and a half that's going to end up being MVP on his birthday. So I am going to go for Philly to win. I did say 27-24 win for Philly. MVP, gentlemen, who is going to be MVP Baby Hope?
Kareem Hunt.
You're going Kareem Hunt?
Whoa.
Wow. Really? Against
Yeah.
that's a good rush defense in Philly.
He's going to score 2 touchdowns.
No, Saquon Barkley's going to
Wow.
score 2 touchdowns.
They're both
Okay.
going to score 2. Kareem Hunt, I'm telling you.
Go on then, Mr. Perrins.
Saquon, 2 touchdowns and 150 rushing yards.
I think I said that on Andy's show.
You did.
So
He's listening. He's listening.
No, to be fair, and I haven't listened to this week's Across the Pod. I'm gonna save it till tomorrow to listen to all my NFL pods. No, but like seriously, I think he's gonna be NFL. I think he's gonna be MVP of the weekend.
Perrins, if you listen to NFL Daily, it's got an interview with Fred Warner.
Oh, and I
Have you
definitely will.
listened to the
Niners will
Ghosting
come back
Championship
next
post?
year. I'm the best linebacker in the league. I love Nick Bosa. Yeah, if you've heard it before.
Yeah,
Shane
and
Harris, MVP.
What have I said to you, AJ Brown?
Oof.
Well,
Wow,
without the box,
AJ.
even though we both know, even though we know the winning team's quarterback is more than likely going to be MVP. But yeah, I can just, AJ Brown, why not? It's different.
When was it the last time a defensive player got MVP?
Aaron Donald? No, that's not
No.
right.
I was about to
No,
say
it should be-
Malcolm Butler. I was about to say Malcolm Butler, but he got given the truck but didn't win it.
Yeah, he didn't win it.
He got given the truck though.
Yeah, he got given the truck for winning it. Von Miller was the last one.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Was that Super Bowl 50?
Yeah,
Yep,
he had
Broncos.
6
years
sacks. The defense had 6 sacks. He had 2.5 sacks and 1 PDI.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, massive. Which team is going to be leading the rush, Baby Hope, in rush yards?
The Eagles.
Yeah.
Eagles.
We all go Philly.
That Eagles O-line is scary. I mean, let's be fair. Baby Hope could have played an Eagles running back this year behind that O-line and still did a decent job.
My knees could have made it behind that Eagles O-line and did a decent job.
And that's not me throwing shade at him. He's not a quick back. He's more of a power back, because he's a big lad. There you go, boy.
Yeah,
Don't say nice things about you.
I completely agree with you. I could see that Philly O-line is ridiculous. The tush push is near enough unstoppable week in, week out.
Mate,
Unless you
92%.
get an O-lineman jumping over it.
Yeah, 92%, mate. Do you not listen to New Heights?
No, I haven't done that yet.
They're 92%ers because it works 92% of the time.
I have. When did they say it on this week's show? I haven't heard that yet.
No, mate, they've been saying that for years. That's why they call the fans the 92%ers.
Okay, that makes sense now. Not heard that before. This is a little bit more. Who's going to be leading in passing yards? Baby Hope.
My homie, Patrick Mahomes.
Shayna?
When it comes to quarterbacks, if you can compare them each, you've got to go with Mahomes being a better passer. So yeah, I agree. I agree with our little delicious cherub.
Parent.
Yeah, I gotta agree with Patrick Mahomes.
I'm going to go against the grain.
Ooh.
I'm going to go Jalen Hurts.
They do have the better wide receivers. They have the better wide receivers.
Yeah, and they've got the O-line. I mean, Jalen Hurts has now learned to scramble around, and he's got better over the last 2 weeks since he's come back from his injury. So I'm going to go for Hurts.
The question is, will Travis Kelce be weighed down by the ring that he'll be carrying, waiting to propose to Taylor after they win?
Oh,
He's not
God,
gonna
that's
do
vile.
that.
You've been saying
You
those
know he's
words.
not
It's
gonna do that.
disgusting.
The thing is, you can bet on him doing that.
Oh,
Shane, what do you feel about the halftime Super Bowl show in Kendrick Lamar?
what's a Kendrick Lamar? What does Kendrick Lamar do? Is it a hip hop band?
Yeah,
He's a
he's
hip
a
hop
rapper.
More
artist.
interesting if that's the case.
He's bringing
I don't
Scissor
understand.
on. He's bringing Scissor. Scissor's good.
He's bringing
She's the one
scissors
who-
on.
Yeah. She's the one who
There's
headlined
Big Ben's on
Glastonbury last
stage
year,
as
wasn't
well.
she?
Yeah, she did have like that.
Scissors.
Yeah, I wasn't impressed.
Knows. I'm into my old school punk at the minute.
I mean,
Yeah, but Shane, you won't be happy unless it's Metallica.
I did not say that. I mean, yeah, it's an accurate assumption.
He said that every
But
time it's
also,
ever been brought up. Like every time we bring up at the halftime show, you literally bring up, oh, it's about Metallica. Wah.
They
Like,
should. If it's in the Bay, they should. If it's in the Bay,
no,
they
but
should.
like,
I was going to say what.
Yeah, last
It's
time.
amazing.
I actually enjoyed Eminem's and Dre's the other year, to be fair. I enjoyed that.
Last time in the Bay, they got the very well-known artists from the Bay, Coldplay.
I was gonna say, I remember that.
He brought on Beyonce and he brought on
Bruno Mars.
Bruno Mars as well, didn't he? To be fair, that was a really good halftime show. To be fair, I'm going to agree with Shane. I mean, I'm a '90s hip hop fan anyway.
Yeah, everyone loved that one.
That was absolutely outstanding.
Even Evan McPherson refused to go into the locker room for it.
Yeah, I don't need to. I know what they're going to be talking about. I'm just going to go watch the show.
I'm watching this now.
I just need to make kicks.
I mean, whatever happens on Sunday, we are going to have some kind of history made. It's week in, week out, or year in, year out. We have something history made. It's going to be Darius Slay's last season going into next year. He's already said he's got one more season in this week's press conferences, so that's coming forward. I love the Super Bowl. It's one of the first things I always used to watch before I used to watch the season regular. You know, I've always taken the Monday off after the Super Bowl in the last 20 plus years. Even before I was like massively into my NFL, before I started watching regular, I always used to take the Monday off because I used to have and watch it. I used to go to sleep. I used to spend the halftime asleep. I'd literally go to sleep, set my alarm for 45 minutes later and wake up and then watch the second half. But now I know to make a nice big cup of tea at halftime and it gets me through the rest of the game. It's great.
Tea or coffee?
Tea. I'm a tea drinker, man. I don't drink coffee.
Coffee all day, boy. Coffee all day.
I love the Super Bowl. It is the pinnacle of the sporting event. You know, I know we have the FA Cup over here, and the FA Cup is the biggest event in the world. It's the most watched domestic final in the world.
Is that true?
Super Bowl, yeah. But the Super Bowl as a show, as an experience, as a whole, everything is just outstanding, and it tops everything off the world. If you are watching the Super Bowl for the first time, what should they look out for, gentlemen?
Saquon Barkley.
Parents?
I think. Yeah. Go on, bud.
No, go on. Mine's gone. You say yours.
I was going to say, I think there can be more casual fans, the same casual fans that we hear last year and the year before, would be dragged to watch the never-ending soap opera between them two. But also remember, there's a game going on.
Parents?
Taylor Swift won't be shown that much.
She will.
She was only shown twice in the bloody AFC Championship game.
Maybe it's old news now, probably.
Yeah, exactly. It's moved on. This is Tom Brady's first Super Bowl where he's not playing. He is just calling it in the booth. How are we feeling about that, parents?
Just to go back on the previous point, because I didn't actually get to say mine. One of my favorite things from the Super Bowl to look forward to is the kickoff. Because when you kick off, and then they typically now tend to do like a huge panorama of the stadium, and you see all like the flash bulbs, all the cameras with all the flashes, and you get like tens of thousands of those, and that's one of my earliest memories, and one of the things I love to see about the kickoffs of like the Super Bowl, because you get to see that, and it's just awe-inspiring. And I think from like a casual getting into it, that is the best introduction to the Super Bowl, because then you feel drawn into the spectacle. And even if you don't know the rules or you don't know all the players, you just go like, what is this? What is this whole thing? Because if there's one thing Americans are amazing at doing, is putting on a sports spectacle. They are amazing at doing that. And the Super Bowl is, the Super Bowl is their just their pride in the jewel that they do every single year to show the world that we're the best at doing this. And so going back onto Tom Brady, it's been a rough year for Tom Brady as a commentator. I because of his affiliation as well with the Raiders and him taking more of a hands-on role on the footballing side of it, I don't know whether or not it's his inexperience in the booth or him not being fully committed to that particular role. But I'll be interested to see what he actually brings to the table, because I don't know. I don't know whether or not he's destined for a long term. Like, he's not John Madden. And I'm actually quite glad it's not Troy Aikman, because I actually really despise Troy Aikman personally and professionally. But then I always thought, then Tony Romo's got a bit bland over the last 5 years, but it'd be different. And I really hope he rises to the occasion, because I really like Tom and I really want him to succeed. Again, he's one of those that I hated him when he played because it's Tom Brady and he kept winning. But now that he's not in our lives anymore, gents, I miss him. It's like John Cena. Like, I just want him
Stockholm
around.
syndrome.
Yeah.
Oh my god, we started the show on wrestling. Now we're going to end the show on wrestling. Damn.
Oh, again, before we do, if anybody who has never watched a Super Bowl before, if you're listening to us, I don't know how that's possible, but the NFL on the NFL's YouTube channel at the moment is showing a replay of the full game between the Kansas City Chiefs and the San Francisco 49ers from last year. If anybody wants to kind of preview or an idea of what Super Bowl actually looks like, because that was a good game, wasn't it, gentlemen? We really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
As a neutral, it was. I'm not saying this because there is 2 Niner fans here and the Niner boys lost. But I do think it was generally a good game, and it did turn on one player tearing his Achilles as he ran back onto the pitch.
Yeah.
I would just like to say, just going back to the Tom Brady thing, how many times do you reckon he's going to talk about, well, when I won the Super Bowl? 7 times.
I actually think there's a
7
bet
times I won it.
on a plus or plus or minus how many times Brady mentions that he won a ring on one of the betting apps. I'm sure there is. Go for it. I'm sure I've seen that.
I know.
Okay.
I know. I saw on Paddy Power you can bet on plus or minus how many times is Taylor Swift going to be shown.
Yeah. So talking about having a bet, having a bit of cheeky fun towards it. Obviously, we are affiliated with Fantasy Game Day app. They are running a Super Bowl lineup picking as they always do this year. You will have £7.50 added to your betting account once you selected your first lineup when you use our promo code THIRD, which is THIRD, our name. Go and join it, download in the app, sign up for it. It's really easy to use. I've got my lineup sorted, ready to go for the Super Bowl. And I think might actually post it. But for now, ladies and gentlemen, we will be back next Thursday, live in your ears, to review what is going to be a special occasion, as it always is, Super Bowl 59. But until then, ladies and gentlemen,